Hi, I'm Chris Vosbeek, Habitat for Humanity of Minnesota's Executive Director.
Hi, I'm Kristen Score, the Development and Communications Manager here at Habitat for Humanity of Minnesota. I'm also the Habitat 500 Bike Ride Manager.
Hello, I'm Randy Oppelt. I'm the chair of the Habitat 500 Planning Committee and also a 15-year rider. I want to welcome you to the ride and say look forward to seeing you there.
Hi, I'm Chris Pope. I participate in the Habitat 500 Planning Committee and the Support and Communications crew.
And I'm Julian Ross, and I'm a part of the same team.
I would like to thank you for taking the time to review this video with us today. Your participation in the Habitat 500 and Habitat for Humanity across Minnesota has been nothing but spectacular. Last year, we were able to build 87 new homes in Minnesota and serve over 300 families. That clearly wouldn't be able to get done without your participation in Habitat for Humanity of Minnesota and the Habitat 500. The purpose of this video is to clearly lay out the rules of the road for the Habitat 500, which provide for your safety during the ride.
First-year riders always mention that they're nervous about the ride, and let me assure you, you're not out there alone. There's going to be a lot of support staff, volunteers, other riders there to be with you and support you. And so if you have needs, we will certainly be there for you.
I want to remind everyone that this is a ride, it is not a race. There's no award for the person that gets there first at the end of the day, but that you should progress at a steady pace, but not an unsafe pace.
SAG drivers will be behind you on the route. They will alert you to their presence with the sound of this bike horn. The SAG drivers will not pass you until it is safe to do so. When SAG drivers pass and honk the bike horn, we ask that you give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. A thumbs up means that you are okay and you can continue on riding. A thumbs down means that you need assistance and we will pull ahead of you and stop where it is safe to do so.
It's just really important that you take care of yourself and know your limitations. We also have a comment that when it's not fun, you're done. It seems a little light, but this is not supposed to be a horrible, grueling experience for you. We want to make sure that if you've reached your limit for the day that you go ahead and sag in. You can call a hotline or wave down a vehicle as it comes by to get you to the next rest stop or to get you into the end of the ride.
This is a SAG ticket. You can find the SAG ticket next to the whiteboard and first aid kit at our gathering place each evening. You can put your name, rider number on this ticket to let the safety and communications team know that you are unable to ride a certain portion or all day of the next day.
Occasionally people get off route. I know it's happened to me. If it does happen to you, you can backtrack to find the route, or you can go ahead and call the hotline number, which I guess we'd encourage you to do, and they can find you or reassure you and find out where you are and get you back on route.
We also have available for you a website that'll give you daily trip ticks and any information to keep the ride safe. The URL is hab500hotline.com. Please use this throughout the week.
The ride is set up with rest stops every 20 miles, figuring the time in between at 10 miles per hour. So there will be opportunities with food and drink every 20 miles for you. There's fruit and vegetables and various crackers, nuts, chocolate for those who benefit from that. There's also beverages so that you can have what you need.
We hope that you will use the utensils provided so that we can continue to provide a safe and healthy rest stop environment for everybody.
Eat when you're hungry and to drink when you're thirsty. These are critical things. I know I've experienced it when I run out of food and just even a mile more biking seemed too much, and yet when I got food into my system, I was okay again. I've also experienced when I got dehydrated and it became harder and harder to bike. And so we really encourage you to drink and eat at the rest stops and in between as needed. It's really important. It makes ride much easier and safer for you.
We ask that all riders bring their medical information and their ID with them during the day on the bike. This helps us to get help to you quickly if you are to need it.
You need to wear your helmet anytime you're on the bicycle for Habitat 500 events.
In addition to that, we ask that you do not wear any earbuds or earphones while on the trail during the Habitat 500. This is for your safety, so you can hear approaching bikers and vehicles coming to your rear.
We ask that all riders check in at Rest Stop 2 and also at the end of the day. This allows our volunteers to check your name off on a list so that we know you've arrived safely.
In high traffic areas or narrow roads, we ask that you ride single file. Outside of those times, you may ride no more than 2 abreast and maintaining 1 lane.
Always ride in the same direction of traffic, never against it.
When passing other cyclists, we ask that you call out on your left to alert other cyclists that you are passing. We also ask that you signal your stops and turns. This allows other riders and vehicles to know what your future actions will be.
Also, follow all traffic laws as if you were driving a car.
There's arrows along the road, double arrows that mark the route. If it's a long stretch, you'll see them every so often. If there's a turn, there'll be a couple sets of warning arrows letting you know which way the turn is. There'll be arrows at the turn. There'll also be a reassuring arrow afterwards saying you've turned the right way. All the years I've been riding, these arrows are a very good system for helping you get to where you need to go.
We want to take a few moments here and share a couple highlights and important points to keep this a safe ride.
Every day, more and more people are discovering the benefits of bicycling. It's healthy, relaxing, and fun. It's great exercise and something everyone can enjoy. Millions of Americans are saving money, reducing pollution, and easing congestion every day by simply riding to work, to the store, or to visit friends and family. Whether you are riding for the first time since childhood or you ride often, following a few simple pointers can make your ride safe and enjoyable. Hi, I'm Celine Yeager. You know that old saying, you never forget how to ride a bike? Well, it turns out that's only partly true. Sure, you can get on your bike and pedal, but do you really know how to drive your bike in today's traffic? Yes, I said drive your bicycle. You see, riding a bicycle is very similar to driving a car. The same rules of the road apply to both. In many states, bicycles are considered vehicles, so bicyclists have the same responsibilities and rights as motorists. Here are some tips for safe riding. First, let's make sure you have a bike that fits you properly. Bikes these days come in a wide variety of styles and prices. Talk with the staff of your local bike shop about the kind of riding you'll do and choose the right bike for you. Hybrid and comfort bikes are great for everyday riding around town. Sport, touring, and racing bikes are better for longer rides. If you are riding off-road, head for the mountain bike section of the store for bikes with fatter tires and gearing better suited to unpaved trails.
Getting a bike that fits makes it easier and safer to handle and much more enjoyable to ride. Make sure there's an inch or two between you and the top tube on a road bike. And on a mountain bike, you want the clearance to be more like 5 inches to make it easier and safer to get off the bike on rough terrain. Adjust your seat height so there's a slight bend in your knee when your foot is on the pedal in the downmost position.
There are 3 pieces of equipment that you will need to stay safe. First, a bicycle helmet. You need to wear a bicycle helmet regardless of your skill level or reasons for riding. It is the single most important piece of safety equipment you can use. It significantly reduces your chance of head injury if you crash. Be safe and be a role model for other bicyclists. Wear a properly fitted helmet each time you ride. A properly fitted helmet should be comfortably snug. It shouldn't shake, and it should sit on your forehead about 2 fingers width between the brim and your brows. Your helmet should sit level on your head, and then make sure that the sliders meet in a V under your earlobes. Chin straps should be snug under your chin, with room to breathe, of course. Second, if you are riding at night or in low light conditions, you need lights and reflectors. Every state requires bicyclists to have a white front light and a red light or reflector on the back of their bike. Third, you want to be seen and recognized by motorists at any time of day or night, so wear bright clothing with reflective tape or markings. And now one more thing before you set off. You don't want your bike to fail you, so get in the habit of doing the ABC Quick Check before you ride. A is for air. Check that your tires are properly inflated. They should be pumped up to the inflation rating printed on the tire. Many bicycle pumps come with a pressure gauge, so you can make sure they're properly inflated. Low pressure tires can easily puncture. B is for brakes. Check that your brakes are working. Your brake lever shouldn't come closer than a thumb's width to the handlebar. Your wheels should spin freely when the brakes are off. C is for the cranks, chain, and cassette. Grab both crank arms like this and wiggle them to make sure they aren't loose. Spin the pedals and make sure the chain runs smoothly through the gears. Quick means making sure your wheels are on tight if you have quick release wheels. The wheels should be snug in the dropouts and the quick release lever fastened tight. Finally, check to make sure nothing else is loose on your bike. If there's anything you can't fix, take your bike to your local bike shop and get a professional to help you. Now we're ready to ride. Remember, bicyclists have the same responsibilities and rights as motor vehicle operators, so we follow the same rules of the road. Here are some important rules to remember. Ride in the same direction as traffic. Bicyclists riding the wrong way can cause a crash for 2 reasons. Turning motorists, in particular, are not looking for you there, and you can't see and follow the traffic signs or signals if you're heading the wrong way. Obey all traffic signs, signals, and road markings. This means stopping at stop signs and red lights, and yielding to crossing pedestrians. It also means riding in turn lanes when you turn and straight lanes if you're going straight. Ride defensively. Look before riding out of driveways. Always look for turning vehicles and pedestrians in your path. Look behind you before changing lanes. Know the law. Laws differ in each state or jurisdiction. In some areas, it's illegal to ride your bicycle on the sidewalk. If you must ride on the sidewalk, look for turning or crossing vehicles at driveways and intersections. Every community has different rules and regulations for driving a bicycle. Know those that apply to you, obey them, and set a good example for others. Avoid road hazards. Carefully ride around drain grates, gravel, glass, and debris. Be predictable. Help motorists know exactly what you plan to do. Signal, make eye contact if you can, and ride without swerving. Signaling and checking behind you while riding straight takes practice, so working on these skills in a vacant lot is a smart idea. Stay to the right and pass on the left. This applies to the road and riding on a shared use path or trail. On a path, give an audible signal and always yield to pedestrians and people on horseback.
Passing on your left.
When trails cross roadways, use caution and obey any traffic signs and signals. Bicycling is fun, but it requires all your concentration. It requires using a helmet, lights, and bright-colored clothing, and a bicycle in good repair that's properly fit to you. It requires you follow the traffic principles and be prepared to avoid hazards. This film was produced by the League of American Bicyclists with support of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. I'm Celine Yeager. Ride safe.
We've done our best to set this ride up to be successful for you. Success for different people is different things. It might be doing all 500 miles. It might be biking the first 3 days and the last 3 days and taking the middle day to go ahead and work on the Habitat home. If you're new to biking, it might just be not making it all the way on a long day. That is okay. In fact, that's great. We just want each person to feel very successful. At the end of the week, we want them to be proud of their accomplishment and tired, but not so totally wiped out that they don't want to come back again. What we want to do is have you become part of the Habitat family and join us in future years as well.
One last point we want to share with you. Make sure to follow all instructions and direction from Habitat 500 staff. We want to make sure this is a safe ride for you and see you later this summer.
It's a great event, and I look forward to seeing you there this summer.
Thank you for signing up for the Habitat 500 bike ride and for all of the funds that you've raised for us so far and for all of the miles that you've put in on the roads. We really appreciate it. With that, thank you again and welcome to the Habitat 500.